Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with a little bit of a building video. I'm hoping this project will turn out. I'm hoping this video will turn out. Of course, we're trying a new workstation. Of course, new lighting, as well as some other factors that I haven't explored before. So hopefully everything works the way it's supposed to and it goes good. So of course, one of the first things in front of us here is what they call a professional recording microphone stand. Model of this here stand is an NB-35. Whatever it would have been there, probably about a year and a half ago, I bought two of these, in fact, offline. One of them is housing my Blue Yeti microphone, and of course the second one is this guy here. If you remember those clip-on desk lamps from, well, probably like the early 70s to 80s and stuff like that, they still make those desk lamps today, and this here stand, if you want to say, is very, very similar to one of those lamps, minus the lamp end. So of course we got some various accessories here. We got a GoPro 2/4 inch bolt mount kind of adapter. Of course we have your GoPro thumb screws here, and pretty much a 1/4 inch to the GoPro, well, adapter as well. And then right here we have ourselves a 3/8 of an inch adapter. It takes it to 1/4 inch. And of course various other goodies here. We got a clamp that goes on to a piece of round tubing that basically will adapt it either to 1/4 inch or GoPro, kind of depends on what your use is going to be. And of course another one of those GoPro 2/4 inch mounts, another thumb screw. And this one here, of course, is, I'm not 100% sure if I'll use it on this build, but it's another one of the GoPro mounts to like the hot shoe clip-in mount as well. And of course, keeping with the GoPro fashion, we have the extendable arms, if you want to say, for the GoPro, for the camera rigging or whatever you're wanting to build. And of course the three packages that we have here were meant to be an online package video in itself. Of course that didn't happen because I didn't have enough packages to fill a video. The first one here, of course, is another clamp, kind of like the other one. This one's more of a metal clamp, and it has the threaded end sections for the adapters. And this one here, of course, is a hot shoe to hot shoe mount, if you want to say. And of course, this guy here came all the way from China with one tiny little part in it. And it's basically a 1/4 inch to hot shoe mount as well. And another one here, this one's a heavy guy, it must have cost a little bit to ship. And of course I opened the packaging, but I never cracked into the product itself to see if it was what I had ordered originally. So of course, give her an open up here. Nicely bubble wrapped item here. Well, of course we have ourselves another hot shoe to 1/4 inch adapter. So right here we have another one of those camera arms, if you want to say. This guy here is like 12 inches long. Effectively what it'll do is it threads in the hot shoe adapter and basically puts the camera, if you want to say, overhead, away from your tripod or whatever you gonna want to do. Same with this guy here. You can thread it directly onto your tripod just to bring the camera from, back here over top of your work. Or vice versa, the sky is the limit with what you can do with this with proper adapters and a few things like that. With, some of these items here, I'm going to use them for, like I said there earlier, an overhead camera rigging. Or what I'll probably end up doing is making myself some type of a lighting source. Goes onto the camera handle itself so I can have lighting when I shoot, whether it's, in the garage or even out here doing stuff on the workstation. So pretty much, guys, we'll unbox the microphone stand, see what we're looking at here, and then we'll start assembling some of the pieces that I'm going to use for the build. So for those of you that have never seen one of these before, check out my unboxing video. This one here will come out identical to the one that I unboxed, including the little plastic C-clamp here, and then of course the metal stand itself. Of course, right out of the box, it's meant for the microphone stand. So of course it has the, well, what you want to say, the standard microphone adapter to it. Pretty much you just spin that right off and it'll come right off of the mount here. So of course, if you're mounting this to the Blue Yeti microphone, you'd want to unthread this part here, and that threads right directly into the bottom of the Yeti. So of course, the first thing we're going to do is probably take this gold adapter here. Again, this is the one that adapts your 3/8 to 1/4 inch. Now, of course, you can do multiple things here. You could start by threading this one right here onto the, well, of course, the end of here, which basically takes the, right here, the 1/4 inch goes right into the little 11-inch arm, which of course will adapt it out over your work surface. Or you can do it the complicated way by assembling the GoPro, mounts if you want. Or you can do it the complicated way with the GoPro mounts and of course and the thumb screws. Doing of course the hot shoe adapter and of course the hot shoe clip-in, which of course goes to 1/4 inch with your camera, will go on there. Pretty much, with added accessories you pick up, there's several methods you could go with. For this one here, of course, I'm going to go with the, well, heavier metal solution with the arm here. So of course, now we know what we want to do. We'll unthread this little gold adapter here, thread it on into the bottom, of course, of the camera arm. Make sure it's snug, and then thread the whole assembly, if you want to say, onto the microphone stand. Pretty much ending up with something like that. You got your microphone stand here, transitions from the adapter into the arm itself. And then of course the camera will go onto here. Whether you're using a GoPro or your standard, handheld camera, camcorder, point and shoot, whatever you're wanting to use. With of course this adapter, you can adapt the GoPro to it if you want to say. And then of course using the arms, you can get it even further over top of your work area if you want to. Pretty much like I mentioned there earlier, with added stuff you can do almost whatever you need to do. So of course the clamp here, the body itself is a plastic, and the, well, screw of course is probably the little cheap metal. Up top here you have the little wing nut, which of course the other end of the camera mount or mic here will drop on into, and then you're good to go. So you find your optimum position placement on your desktop that you want to have your camera versus the lighting, stuff like that. Okay guys, so once everything is said and done, she is all mounted up and good to go. This is basically the shot you're going to have over top of the workstation, unboxing station, whatevers. Basically, it gives you more of a square head-on type of view rather than being, off to the side or whatevers. Maybe eventually what a guy could do is mount it off another surface, maybe like a wall or something. So in the event that you are, moving the desktop, you don't get this vibration that transfers on up into the camera itself. Basically, one thing I like about this here rigging that I got here is it'll put everything you need right here, right in front of you. Give you guys, the viewers, more of a straight on look, whether it's, like I said, unboxing or, the Princess Auto flyers or whatever might happen to come our way. Eventually, I have a little bit of an idea where I want to take this one step further. but we'll cross that line when we get here. One thing I do notice is the camera is slightly heavy for this here rig, so I might have to change it up slightly, might have to use something a little bit different in the future. Something that's a little more adjustable, if you want to say, a little more stout. First thing that came to my mind was to build what I wanted, out of tubing or something like that, but that's a little bit cumbersome, right? However, you might have to resort back to something like that to get things where you need to be. So of course we're still left with, 2 clamps. And of course our various, hot shoe mounts, GoPro mounts, 1/4 inch to GoPro mount, stuff like that. So we have plenty of material left for a second project. We have plenty of time if we want to change this here riggins. Eventually I want to do something different with the lighting source. Right now the lighting source is top and to my right, and as you see it does cast a bit of a shadow. So of course you're going to get that pretty much no matter what you do. What I might end up doing is putting a light directly over top of the camera itself. Of course adding extra weight to this here mount, probably throw it over the deep end. So we might have to have ourselves a separate rigging altogether for the camera, and then of course resorting to this one here to be for the light. But pretty much guys, that's how I built my camera mount, pretty much from a microphone stand and various parts online, kind of customizing to my taste, my choice, and what I figured would probably work best for me. Of course, for you, you might have different ideas, different choices, different equipment. Your camera might be different, might need extra weight supports, stuff like that. So, of course, check online, see what they got, and take it all from there. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.